So I am super excited. I went out to my garden today, just kind of looked to see how everything did after all of that rain we just got, and I got some wonderful zucchini, and this is where I'm really excited, poblano peppers. Now these are the very first poblano peppers that I have been successful in growing. Normally this one wouldn't have been picked just yet, but I found it down on the ground. I'm not quite sure why that happened, but anyway. And I got a few San Marzano tomatoes. They're just starting to get ripe. And these are some bumblebee cherry tomatoes that are just starting to come in, and the dog's barking, of course. And then I've got my very pitiful Marketmore 76 cucumbers that are really not doing well at all this year. But that's what I've got going. But the thing I'm going to focus on right now is these poblano peppers. And I'm going to be making stuffed peppers for dinner, so stick around. It's super easy, and I'm going to get that going. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using for the stuffed peppers. There's just two of us, so I'm going to use my poblano peppers that I'm really excited about. First time I've ever been able to grow these, and these actually did better than regular bell peppers this year, so that's pretty cool. And a little queso fresco for the cheese that's going inside, some cilantro, some chopped green onion, and I've got canned enchilada sauce. This is medium. You can get hot, you can get mild, whatever type you want to use. But now I'm going to change the camera and going to get to preparing this. Okay, putting the stuffed poblano peppers together. I've got a baking dish. I've buttered it. You can use any kind of oil or coconut oil, whatever you want in there. But it is helpful if you put a little bit of grease of some type in that pan. So I'm going to start by cutting this poblano pepper. It's kind of a triangular shape, and I'm going to cut along the side here, just a little bit around to the edge, and then I'm going to be cutting around the top so that I can open it up and pull out the seeds and the veins. Those are the parts that are generally pretty hot. I know I am not using gloves, and I don't usually do that with poblanos. Any other type of pepper, hot pepper, I might do that, but I don't usually do it with the poblanos. They tend to not be that hot. So you can see inside, I'm going to be pulling out the vein. I'm going to cut across here and pull out all of the seeds in the vein. I mean, you can cut the whole core out, but I find it just is a little bit more attractive presentation-wise if you leave the stem. And I definitely don't bread it and deep fry it as you get in restaurants, but you can if you want to. It's just not how I tend to do it, because this turns out really pretty much. It tastes the same, but you just don't get all of the fat from frying it. And it tastes just as good, and it's a whole lot easier than all of that effort trying to, well, first of all, most people will put this on a burner and scorch the outside of it first, and then go through this process. But really, I found it's not necessary. This skin is not that hard. So anyway, I've got the insides out of it, as you can see. And here comes the real hard part, right? I'm going to take a piece of that cheese and just put it in here. Maybe I'll get a little bit more. So just so you can see, I'm just kind of using half of that cheese for this dish. There, a little extra piece, and into the bowl it goes. So I'm going to do the same with this second pepper, and this is just for two of us tonight. Since this is the first time I've had poblano peppers that I've been able to successfully grow in my garden, which is really exceptional when you think that I'm in northern Michigan. I don't really know how hot these are going to be. Generally, poblanos are really pretty mild on the heat scale. I'm just kind of knocking the seeds out here. So I'm not really worried about, my hand's getting a lot of the oils. One more seed in here. Get that out. Okay, and this one is empty. And I'm going to load some cheese into it. And again, this one could use a little bit more cheese. So I'm just using half of this round of cheese, and what I am going to do is put a little bit more inside the pepper, and this other chunk I'm just going to grate it on top when it's time to put it into the oven. And as far as the rest of this, I can just save it and use it for another dish. Okay, how easy is that? You add the 10-ounce can of red enchilada sauce. You can use green enchilada sauce if you want, but red is traditional. I've been so busy. I like to make my own, but I have been so busy that really I needed to just go the easy route today. So I'm just going to grate a bit of the cheese. That's looking good already. I'm going to grate this little bit of cheese, and I'll show you the dish just before I put it into the oven. Okay, as you can see, this is a very crumbly cheese. It's meant to be that way. All right. I'm just going to add this on top of the peppers. I've got the oven preheating to 350 degrees. And so this is just going to go in and bake. It's going to take about an hour, but about 30 minutes, 40 minutes into it, I'm going to spoon some of this sauce over the top of these, and that will help it be a nice cohesive dish where there's a lot of sauce baked onto the top as well, down in the bottom and inside. So it's going into the oven, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. So just as I was getting ready to throw these lovely bits of core and seeds into the compost, I realized I got to be seed saving these. So I stopped myself just short of getting them into the compost bin, and now they're going to be up on my windowsill where they can dry out on a paper towel, and I will have saved, oh gosh, look at all the seeds in these. This could grow so many plants. So I'll have seeds for next year. These were good, sustainably grown poblano peppers, and so these are going to make fine peppers for next year, hopefully. And here are my stuffed poblano peppers, looking delicious, and we're ready to serve them up. Okay, here we are ready to go. Stuffed poblano peppers, a little cilantro lime rice, and Cherokee purple tomato from the garden. Time to eat.